Good morning, everyone. Time for the pep talk. Super, super excited about our topic today. It is something I totally geek out about. We're talking about to-do lists and how to organize them and how to actually use them to help you save time. As you can see, I'm back inside today. I got a little premature last week and was out on the patio claiming it's spring. We are having a little bit colder weather, and also there is some sort of a pond that has formed in my backyard because of the torrential downpour we had yesterday. So I'm hanging out inside, but all is well. I have my magical Harry Potter mug that changes colors as it gets hot and cold, filled with ginger tea, so I'm fine. It's still spring, people. No matter what the temperature says, it's still spring. And this is Ohio, so there you go. I'm Jenny Hensley, co-owner and effectiveness coach for Dynamics, and my co-host Luna is in the background, probably going to get in trouble. You can see her crawling around. Our goal is to help you. We are effectiveness coaches, and our goal is to help you reclaim your time so you can reclaim your life and love your work again. And I see another effectiveness coach out there. Good morning, Dwight. As we go along, if you have questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments. And let me see a thumbs up for all of my people that are also to-do list geeks. Woo! So first of all, I just wanted to start by talking about why to-do lists are important. And if you're not a to-do list person, why you should maybe consider doing one. The best way to talk about it is in a book by David Allen called Getting Things Done. And this book I found just recently, but it has a total cult following. And he said something that I've been trying to put to words for a long time, which is, as you think about things that you need to do, even if they're little things, I told you she was going to be here getting in trouble. Even if they're little things, every time you have that thought, like, oh, I need to pick something up at the grocery store, or I need to do this at work, or I need to get this done. He calls it an open loop. So those open loops are going on in your brain, and as you know, suddenly they'll pop up and you'll remember them again and again and again and again, unless you record them in a trusted place. And he has a great quote I'm just going to read. If it's in your mind isn't clear. Anything you consider unfinished in any way must be captured in a trusted system outside your mind, or what I call a collection tool that you know you'll come back to regularly and sort through. So the bottom line is, in order for those loops to stop, you have to get the items in your mind, the things that you have to accomplish, down somewhere that you trust and know that you're going to go back to. So make sure that you have a system, and that system is something that you know that is going to work for you. So I'm going to share tips. Everybody, you guys know I go a little bit crazy on this stuff. So I'm going to share my tips, and hopefully they'll help you. I'm also going to share all these resources in the show notes after we're done. So let's get started. So for me, your to-do list could have 300 items on it. I have been through several phases of to-do lists. My favorite online tool, and it's an app also, so it follows you on whatever technology you're on, is called Wunderlist, W-U-N-D-E-R list, and I'll share that link too. It lets you create your own to-do list in different sections, and when you're done with something, it makes this ding that just makes me happy. So you can also, if you get the advanced version, you can share it with your colleagues, and people can share to-do items, add to-do items, add lists. Add notes to the to-do items. So that's one thing I do. But within whatever system you're using, you need to come up with ways to sort your to-dos. Because if you have a list, for me, if I have a list of 300 to-dos, I just want to give up. So I have come up with this strategy. This is mine. I have a section on my to-do list that are 5-minute items, a section that are today or urgent, need to get done today, a section that are things that should be done this week, and then a section to hold all of my future items. So 5-minute items are just exactly what they sound like, and I like to put these in a separate section because they make you feel good because you can get them done. Boom, 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 boom. I need to do a call here. I need to check in on something, anything that takes you less than 5 minutes to do. So that's one section. I start my day off with that, so feel like I'm already rolling, already got the momentum going. Then I have my urgent items, the things that I feel need to get done today, and those are on a list. Then I have the items that are, and you don't have to have all these, but for me, I like to see, okay, what's next on deck? So if I get through my 5-minute items, I get through my today items, so that I know exactly where to go next, I look at my this week items. And of course, this week moves to today. And then, as David Allen said, you have to have a trusted place to capture everything. So if something doesn't fit in 5 minutes, doesn't fit in today, doesn't fit in this week, I put it in the future section. So my future section is pretty big, but I make sure I look at it at least once a week, and I usually look at it more, just so that I can keep things fresh in my mind that I know are coming up. So as part of my weekly routine on Sunday, I sit down, and you've seen it if you saw Keith Pomeroy and I talk about our planners. I sit down on Sunday and I map out my week in writing in a paper planner so that I can see it. I also then go through my to-dos and move things to the appropriate list. And I do that every single night before I go to bed for the next day. So I know what's coming up when I get up in the morning. So, good morning, Sean. I see you out there. So the next tip is a new one, and I've just started using this actually in the past 2 weeks. What's today's top 3? So when I have my today list, it does not have 10 items on it. It does not have more than 5 items on it, and I try to keep it to 3. But I was reading Rachel Hollis's new book, Girls Stop Apologizing, and I just thought it was really cool the way that she talks about it. She calls hers a results list, and she puts it on a Post-it note. Tim Ferriss also talks about putting it on a Post-it note. Why one Post-it note? Because there's only so much you can fit on one Post-it note, and that helps you limit yourself. But she talks about talking about results rather than to-dos, because you're specific and you actually have to get something done. So for her example, she gave the example in the book about writing, and rather than writing work on the book, she writes write 2,500 words. So she can say, I actually accomplished 2,500 words, rather than, she gives the example of, sitting around and doing, quote, research, which means looking up, surfing the net and looking on social media. So for me, what I was thinking about, and what I've kind of shifted in the past couple weeks, is rather than put plan for the meeting, I will put specific results that I need to get done for the meeting. So it'll say, complete the agenda, send the agenda to the client so that we can talk about the agenda, schedule meeting to talk about the agenda, whatever it is, so that it's absolutely specific. And when you check it off, there are results that are done. So again, your top 3 should be the most important things for the day, things that have to get done today, or that are at the top of your list. It should be deliverables or results, and it should be super specific. So those are my tips for your to-do list. I hope you come up with your own process. Harry is going to start yelling at Luna, so he gets to be on camera too. Now everybody's going to get upset. As always, it really helps us if you like and share this information. And if you have questions, I'm just going to have to go check her around, chase her around this. Hold on, I need to find a good toy. Nabbed. Got it. It really, really helps us if you like or share this live stream. Also, if you have any questions, put them in the comments section. And you can find past videos like the ones on that I shared earlier about the planning agendas, the planners that Keith and I talked about. Those are also on our Facebook site and also on our YouTube channel, the Instructional Leadership channel. So make sure you check all of those out. And as always, have an absolutely fantastic Sunday. And if you are lucky enough to have today off, do not work all day. Enjoy yourself, watch some basketball, hang out with friends and family, and have an absolutely great week. Can't wait to hear about what you're doing with your to-do lists. Bye, everybody.